Hey guys, welcome to our next episode of Make Me a Filmer. I'm Andrew Silva, joined again with Ali Gibson, and today we're going to be talking about more lighting. So we've already done 2 episodes on lighting. We're doing another one. This is going to be a little bit more advanced techniques. And Ali, what are we covering today?
So we are covering 3-point lighting.
3-point lighting.
Which means 3 lights. So last week we talked about the key light, which is the main light, which we do have here.
What are those other 2 types of lights that we're adding?
The other 2 lights are going to be the backlight and the fill light. The first thing in a 3-point lighting setup is you're going to want to set up your key light, which is your main light. And the way that we talked about it last week with the way it's set up, it's going to illuminate one side of your face predominantly and then create some shadows on the other side of your face. And we call this Rembrandt lighting. This is going to create shadows with a little bit of triangle light under your face, and that is your key light.
Okay.
Then we move into fill light. So let's say you don't want those shadows. The fill light is going to fill in those shadows.
Where those shadows are at. If I'm guessing correctly, then right now we are in Rembrandt lighting upon our face right now.
Yes.
Because of the key light and how it's positioned where the light is now. What are some of these steps to get a Rembrandt lighting setup going?
The way you position the light is really going to affect it. So right now it's kind of diagonal towards us, it's raised above us and angled at a 45-degree angle. So the way that you angle it, where it is in front of you, so more towards the side, is going to give you that angle, because you want it to not only hit your face, but slightly wrap around the other side of your face to give you that triangle.
So slightly, you would say from where the camera's positioned, 45 degrees off to the angle. Okay.
So the backlight, and we call it rim lighting because it's really just the rim of your body. So you're getting a little bit of like that halo glow. You don't want it too bright because it is going to be behind you, and you don't want it shining directly into the light. So it's going to be above you or even to the side of you depending on where you're filming. Again, 45-degree angle.
Okay, so the point of the backlight is to give your body shape, I guess is what
shape, adds depth to kind of separate you from that wall.
So then the fill light, as you said, is another light, and that's going to be eliminating the Rembrandt lighting, correct?
Yes, so if you don't want the shadows or you want less shadows, you would set the fill light to the opposite side. So let's say my key light's to the left, fill's going to be to the right, diagonal as well, 45 degrees, pretty much a similar setup to the key light, but the brightness is going to be about 50% of the key light. So you want it a little bit less, unless you're completely trying to get rid of those shadows.
So you would say you kind of want them at a right angle of each other. And that's interesting that you said that. I was wondering about the fill light, if it should be as strong as the key light, but you're saying 50% just to give it still more depth, I guess.
Yeah. It depends on the light too. These are not so strong, so you might have to go 100, either get rid of those shadows or make them less predominant, but yeah, it just depends.
Very cool. This is what I look like currently with just the key light and the backlight on, and this is what I look like with the fill light on now as well. So you can see we are no longer in Rembrandt lighting, we're using a fill light as well as a key light, and this is called 3-point lighting. All right, so currently we have our key light. I'm behind the camera, guys, so you can't see me, but I'm controlling the lights here now. And it looks like our temperature is at 4600 Kelvin, and then our brightness is at 42%. I'm gonna turn the brightness up. Let's see what that looks like. I'm just gonna go up to, let's go up, we're at 42, I'm gonna increase it by double that. So we're gonna go up to 82, or 84, I'm sorry. As we can see, there's very, very bright, but I don't mind it too much though. Let's go back down. I'm gonna split the difference, and I wanna go to 65. Very cool. And I want to actually mess with this Kelvin. Let's make it a little warmer. I'll make it a little warmer. Let's look at that. Okay, too warm. Maybe right there. Where are we at now? So we were at 43, now we're at 3600. I like that, but it feels like a nice warm sunny day outside. All right, ignore me now. I'm going to the back. I'm gonna turn on the backlight. We're gonna see what that looks like.
There you go.
Okay. Oh yeah, now we can see, as we're looking at Ali, we can definitely see the shape of her body a lot more compared to without the backlight on. So now that we have the key light, I think, very set up in a nice place, and our backlight giving her nice depth, let's get our fill light going. I'm now at the opposite side, to the right of Ali, and now we have our fill light on, all right? So I'm gonna mess with this a little bit. Let's see what the brightness is. So right now we're at 75. And as Ali said, we want this to be half, about 50% brightness compared to our other light. Now our other light's really bright. So let's look at what that looks like. Not too much difference in my opinion, I would say. I am gonna mess with the warmth or the temperature again. I'm gonna make it a little warm to kind of match the temperature I think that I had on the other side. Yeah, it's very subtle, but there are some differences in what we're seeing here on her face, so very cool. All right, guys, so we talked about a little bit more advanced lighting techniques. We covered Rembrandt lighting and three-point lighting. So to recap all on what that is, Rembrandt lighting is involving just the key light, lighting our faces and involving the shadows of our face and giving us that nice triangle feature from the Rembrandt painter. Using three-point lighting, though, we have our key light, our backlight, and our fill light to help us give consistent lighting across our face so there's no shadows on our face. Well, guys, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Thanks for watching our video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and also follow us on Instagram at lucyhub.ai.